Check, 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 check.
What's up? Say hi.
Hi, how are you? I was in a Joy Division cover band when I was like 14. And then, actually before that I was in like a skate punk band, like with my little brother. Since I was like 16, I got a synthesizer, and like at that time I was like really into like a lot of the wax track stuff, like all that like front 242 and all that kind of stuff. So like I was always kind of like playing in rock like bands or whatever, punk bands, and then like I always made dance tracks and like electronic music the whole time, like on the side. And then like in the early 90s, like lived in San Diego for a little bit. I went to some raves out there in like 93, 92, and was just like, oh, this is fucking sweet. And it just reinforced like my love of like dance music. So like I've always made tracks since I was like whatever, 15 or 16. And then with the Gold Chain stuff, I just started like MCing over the stuff I was making and like, you know, tightening it up a bit, and turned into this.
Right now, I just feel so magic. And I think I just love you. Your time, don't make plans for the weekend. I think that we need you. I'll meet you in Detroit and we'll drive to San Francisco. Lock up the club and burn down the disco. Cooking can be so hard, is that the reason not to play? Do the lies and deceptions make you crazy or horny? Do you like it when I lie? If so, sugar, heat us up, surprise. I like to keep it to the point. I like to rock your joint. I think you're sexy, baby. You slow down, baby, sugar. I got work to do. Cause you're lyricizing airways from me to you. You look so cute in those Gucci boots. Brothers are wrapped around that Cali cooch. Use my calling card, baby, in the phone booth.
San Francisco is great. It's a great place to live. It's just really expensive. That's the only down thing about it. But besides that, I think it's my favorite place in the world.
How'd you get hooked up with people like Kit Clayton, Kid 606, stuff like that?
That's Kit Clayton's girlfriend right there, as a matter of fact.
I don't think I've ever played in Boston before. There's all this space right there. It's making me nervous. That's very nice of you.
We're just friends. I mean, you know, we all live in the same town, so.
Is who's Gold Chains on the albums? Is it all three of you? Is it just you? Or?
I'm Gold Chains, yeah.
Any amusing anecdotes about like touring over here or touring and playing?
This
shows?
is our first like big tour over here. I mean, it's been good. It's been surprisingly good. Like, we showed up in like Oklahoma and had like a really good show in Oklahoma City and a good show in New Orleans, which are like traditionally like people are like, oh, you're gonna have shitty shows, but like shit was cool. So there's like weird little pockets of Gold Chains fans like around the country, and it's just sweet. Like, we're having a good time.
I'm just pretty common, another citizen in the land of California. USA, San Francisco track,
don't ever really consider the Gold Chain stuff to be hip hop. I mean, to tell you the truth. So it's more just like whatever the music that I make. You know what I mean? Like it has as much in common with like punk rock and like house music as much as hip hop. You know? So like I don't even get into that shit.
What kind of stuff are you listening to right now?
Listen to like a lot of like psych rock, like 60s, like really psychedelic stuff, and then like I've been listening to a lot of like post punk, like West Coast, like emo, like post punk, like VSS, and like kind of basically hardcore bands with keyboards. That's what I'm like doing my research for my next record.
You think I waste my money on all that went down at the boom room? I just ordered 20 dance and 50 moves, a couple of hearts, 5 8 as I think over the pop just groove domination, a heartbeat listed, I'm materialistic with I got the base degree, it's my PhD, compliments of heartbeat, university. Now I can see in your eyes, you wish you were me, instead of some living efficient,
So what's the reaction been to your first full-length release?
It's mixed, man. Some people like love it and some people hate it. But like, you know, whatever, there's always gonna be haters, especially if you're rapping. So like that's the way it goes, you know.
Do you think people weren't knowing what to expect when you dropped your first EP and stuff like that?
People never know what to expect from Gold Chains, and like I think that's the beauty of it. Like all the stuff I do, like at this point I can do anything that I want to do, and like people aren't gonna be like, oh, what's going on with Gold Chains? They're like, oh, what the fuck? Like, oh, you know what I mean? It's like I intentionally like just do whatever I want all the time. Like I'm not like playing into anything or trying to play some like card and be like, yeah, we're like this. Like I'm just like doing the shit I want to do, you know. So
is everything coming from your mouth real? Is there a lot of tongue-in-cheek going on here?
it's all real, man. Any lyric, you can pick any lyric, and there's snapshots of experience that correspond to them. Because otherwise, I mean, you see, like we play, like I can't get up there and like bullshit. You know what I mean? Like it's not my scene. Like I've always been like playing in like punk type bands and stuff. And like if you're gonna like get up and like do it, like you got to be saying stuff that you mean. You know what I mean?
I understand if you feel like you cry, but let's drown your tears in our ocean. Come on now, can we take a few steps together? California nights always seem to make you all look so better. Come on now, can we take a few steps together? California nights always seem to make you all look so better.
We've been talking to a lot of older people about stuff, and like I think like when you're in the moment, things always seem bad, and then history has a tendency to sanitize itself. Like when you look back, it's like things didn't seem as bad as they are now, like 20 years ago. But it's like you look at like Watts and stuff like that, you know, in the 60s, and like just like Sevra Shatila or whatever in Lebanon in the 80s, and like it's always the same shit. But like when you ain't living it, it doesn't seem to have the same sort of gravity, I guess. So I don't know. You know, I think things are fucked up, basically. But what can I do? You know, like. My next record, like I think I'm gonna play like some more guitar and like bass and have real drums on some of the stuff. We'll see how it pans out. But essentially, I want to make a house record. But we'll see how that turns out. So.
All right, cool. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Cheers.